Street artists on both coasts take aim at Cronachan authoritarianism, and the lefties can't cope. Yup. It's time for us to use their own bullshit against them. Every time we see them complaining, just reply with "cope more." So just days after Washington, D.C. imposed a vaccine passport edict, street art depicting the authoritarian rules began popping up on the downtown streets, and leftists simply can't handle it. They can't handle any criticism. The red-hued posters features four vignettes, one depicting Brandon seated on a throne arrayed between two portions of the Constitution, which looks like it's torn, huh? With Fauci beneath Biden's right hand, which holds a spiked protein. Brandon. And Brandon wears red sunglasses. The poster features capitalized words: mandate, segregate, subjugate at the top above the installed leader's head. Another features the COVID czar, Dr. Anthony Fauci, as a priest of scientism. He wears a collared cassock and holds a large syringe like a monstrance to bless the jabbed and threaten the unjabbed. Trust the scientism. Mm-hmm. Another features Brandon with a chorus of masked chillins arrayed in front of him, a halo of syringes over his head, the words "good kids are compliant kids" written above. This is so good. Yeah, this is so true, too. Holy shit. The fourth poster is a black and red and features an angry-looking Brandon holding a sledgehammer. The tool is imprinted with OSHA as the government agency that Brandon hopes to use to force the shots on working Americans. The words "comply" frame the image. Yeah, so the best part of that Supreme Court ruling, though, is that if they can't use these organizations to force the mandates through, Congress, if they want to vote on it, they can force it through, but they don't want any of their names attached to it because they know they're going to have to go up for re-election soon. So they're actually going to have to put their own political careers on the line if they want to put their money where their mouth is and force the mandates through. It's unclear who the artist is. No one stepped forward to take the credit or responsibility because they know they'll be canceled. At least Washington, D.C.'s oppressive jab passport regime is spurring lively political protest art. Yup, it's rare to see it these days. The West Coast street artist Sabo recently tattooed his favorite streets in and around Hollywood with Cronachan passports, and whoa. Yeah, his familiar graphic depictions feature a masked face in turquoise and black with the word "comply." Now, another more controversial poster caused concern that was put up near the Jewish synagogue in the Fairfax district. The point should have been self-evident, but local news crews didn't understand the artist's ironic take on marking people for humiliation and banishment. Does Godwin's law apply to street art or something? That's right, with the Star of David there. Anti-jabber, report anti-jabbers, yeah, because you care and they don't. Now, Sabo told PJ Media he was drawing a comparison between people becoming second-class citizens by not having the papers to show you're jabbed. He couldn't believe it when the art piece was considered authentically anti-Semitic. Heads are shaking everywhere. Yeah, I bet the Pro-Defamation League probably had something to do with this. Now, Sabo's other poster features a cranky-looking Alec Baldwin. The red and black poster combines Baldwin's shooting of the cinematographer from his latest movie with the wounding of the director of With Mandates. The poster says, "Take the shot." Oh, yeah, that's that is true. I mean, he can't argue with that. The Hollyweird airheads and authoritarians are Sabo's favorite targets, but the American Cronachan kingpin, Dr. Anthony Fauci, isn't spared by the artist. He calls his pinhead Fauci depiction "little prick." I bet he has a little prick, too. Man, if only the left could make decent art like this again. Like, it really... And they used to be able to, but the difference right now is you could tell that all of their so-called humor comes from a position of hatred, and that comes across. Like, everything they do is not funny. It's just hateful. And then meanwhile, on this side, we got all the humor now. We guess you probably don't need an explanation for that one, except you'd have to admire the throwback to phrenology, which was once considered legitimate science. With the Brandon administration working with big tech to mute and censor messages, and with the media's fake fact checkers, which Facebook admitted are just opinion, by the way. Remember that. It's harder than ever to get out a contrary message. They doubt me? Just look at this backpack wearing white woman who was so faux offended by the street art that she tore it down. She believes that she has the moral authority to tear down someone else's message, and then bitches when it's done to her, I bet. Now, this seems right in line with what we've seen in the public opinion polling. A recent Rasmussen poll shows the majority of Dims believe unjabs should be locked up in their homes or locked out of polite society, fined, and banished, as PJ Media's Stacey Lennox reported recently. Remember this when the pendulum swings back. And nearly 50% of Dims polled believe that Americans should be imprisoned for spreading misinformation, Reed holding a different opinion. A third of, just wait until that's used against them, by the way, and then they're going to be begging us for help, and we just laugh. This is one of those things that would backfire on them spectacularly. Like, to bring it back with something that might realistically happen, real ID to use the internet, getting rid of anonymity on the internet. All of these anonymous activists on the internet are calling for an end because of more right-wing anonymous trolls. They are not even considering how that's going to backfire on them. If they get what they wish within the year, they'll be begging to have the anonymity back. I can guarantee you. A third of Dims favor removing children from their parents if they fail to comply with mandates. And what are the parents going to do about it, I wonder? Yeah, liberals used to favor speaking truth to power and questioning authority until they became the power. This just proves everything I say. Whichever side is not in charge always favors truth to power and all that shit and freedom, because you need freedom to be the opposition. You don't need it to agree with whoever's in power. But as soon as they seize power, suddenly they're not for freedom anymore, because freedom means freedom to oppose them. Yeah, but today's Dims aren't liberals. They're humorless authoritarian leftists. Street artists are simply putting up a mirror so they can get a look at themselves. If they want to censor the message, then they are the problem. Absolutely true. And they're too dumb to see it, too. They legitimately believe that we are the Nazis, while these are the people that would be ratting out Anne Frank if they lived in Nazi Germany.